Here you see my commander taking a delicate piece of equipment, and then we use our feet as another pair of hands here. And I'm not sure why the computer is acting herky-jerky, but we'll try and deal with it. They must have other applications open. But then, you know, we take some time to play in space as well. Here, Nicole asked me to film her for her 9-year-old son. And I also saw something in the foreground, so I pushed her to the back and said, your son's gonna love this. And so that became our toy for the rest of the trip. We also played with food. This is how water behaves in space. You get a perfect sphere. We put a lifesaver in there and called it a space eyeball. Tim Coper took care of it though. Kevin Ford did this with a tortilla. He put peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other, and called it a peanut butter jelly popsicle. Our commander, like a good Marine, gets a haircut every 2 days, whether he needs it or not. Ever thought about how we do hygiene in space? It's just like cowboys do it out in the old days. Just wet a towel, rub yourself, dry yourself, put shampoo in your hair, rub it in, dry it, and you're good to go. Don't try this at home though, kids. You need a PhD to explain to me why these pliers go from minor major axis shift. I found it intriguing enough. I told them, hey, do that to me, maybe that'll happen. Apparently I wasn't rotating fast enough. But I did grab the camera so you can see the perspective I was having. And if you're wondering whether I got dizzy, yes I did. There you see me operating the robotic arm. What we're doing now is we're removing that cylinder that we emptied out. We're putting it back in the payload bay of the shuttle so we can take it home with us. The very last night, all 13 of us get together for a dinner. This is the first time we all eat dinner together. Usually we ate in groups of 3 or 4 because we're so busy. And everybody's sharing their food, all kinds of food. We have American, Russian, Mexican, Japanese, Swedish food. And of course, everybody wants to be filmed on TV eating food. So say, film me, film me. And then some people have no business being filmed. Now he looked at me and said, you didn't catch that, did you? I said, oh yeah. It's going on our tape. This is how we drink water, coffee, juice. Use those bags with little pinchers and straws. Time to go home. You see Nicole staying behind. So you can guess that the other side where she's closing is the International Space Station side. They close their hatch. We close our hatch. And now we begin the separation process. Separation process begins, and Christopher Fuglesang has the honors to begin that process. Pushes the undocking button.
220, undocking push, hooks, close lines are both out.
Yeah. You can use the elbow. Yeah. 20 seconds.
In doing the separation, much like the docking, it's a job where it's a task that is very high in terms of getting people's attention. Everybody has a job there. You got the commander and the pilot controlling the shuttle. 1.3 opening. You got people like myself as the computers giving the commander the distance, the speed and trajectory so they can make the corrections. You got other people with the radar guns verifying the distances. You have other people taking pictures. You have other people talking to Mission Control Houston. In essence, everybody has a job to do during that separation. And it takes a while because we're moving very slow. We want to minimize firing our thrusters. Why? Because the exhaust of the thrusters can contaminate the solar panels on the space station and make them less efficient. At about 600 yards, this is the picture of the station, as big as a football field. Now it's our turn to fly a circle around the station. Why do we do that? We do that because now we're taking high resolution pictures of the station so the engineers on the ground can study them make sure there's no damage to the structure because of a micrometeorite orbital debris hit. That's the trajectory we flew around. Our pilot is very happy because that was one of his maneuvers that he's doing. At this point, we're ready to come home. We put back our launch entry suits. We fire our engines to actually slow us down. That allows the atmosphere to capture us. Gravity starts taking hold. And we enter at 25 times the speed of sound. Mach 25. That's our initial entry speed. The flight director and the Capcom are the ones that are in contact with us, giving us the final instructions to come in. They basically tell us where we're going to be landing. The weather was bad in Florida, so we ended up landing at Edwards Air Force Base. They tell us the winds, weather, visibility, and then they tell us we're go for landing. So we start coming in.
Control of the stick at this moment.
At about 50,000 foot, the aerodynamic surfaces start taking effect, and the shuttle starts behaving more like an airplane. More like a glider, because its gravity is doing everything that I was bringing us home. It's unpowered, which means we only have one chance at landing this thing. There's no go around.
Touchdown. Rick Sturco has taken back the stick from Kevin Ford. The vortices off the wings, very obvious. Discovery continuing its turn around the heading alignment circle, aligning with runway 22 at Edwards Air Force Base.
Check the landing gear extension ISO. The landing gear extend ISO. Thank you, Jose. That valve is open.
This is the view of the pilots as we're landing the shuttle with the heads-up display.
Runway inside, right there.
We basically start aligning ourselves to the runway. That green line you see there, that is the runway we're going to be landing on. It's about 11,000 feet, 300 miles an hour. We're going to land in that runway.
Right down the middle.
You can see that steep angle. At this point, the two pilots are in control, and I'm backing them up with the instruments as flight engineer.
Coming up on the pre-flare. Pre-flare on the gear. Fire with the good light. 304. See your speed brakes right at 50. Really nice. A little lag. Back down to the ball bar.
400 feet, very important to put the gear down. And you're going to see how our commander lands this shuttle. The back wheels touch the runway at the same time. Just a beautiful landing. I never get tired of seeing it. Once the nose gear touches the ground, we had late shift deploy. So we're able to deploy our parachute to slow us down even further. And at about 60 knots, the commander is allowed to apply the pedal brakes to come to what's called a full stop, wheel stop. When he announces that, that's the official end of the mission. You'll hear the announcement there.
Copy, wheel stop. Welcome home, Discovery. Congratulations on an extremely successful mission, stepping up science to a new level on the International Space Station.
And that's a typical 14-day mission to space that the space shuttles used to do. As you know, we've retired the space shuttle fleet. And we're embarking upon a new era of space travel that involves commercial space travel, which I think is very exciting. Anytime you can get the commercial industry to invest in space exploration, I think it's good. NASA is also developing their own space vehicle, and hopefully we're going to be able to not just continue going to the International Space Station, but also go beyond there, go back to the moon, and Mars and beyond. And I think that's how we're breaking up space exploration, is letting the commercial industry develop the capability for low Earth orbit, service the International Space Station, and then have NASA focus on the harder problem, which is going to Mars and beyond. And it's pretty exciting. It's the kids that are here today are the ones that are going to be the ones that are going to be traveling to Mars, and I'm hoping some of them here in the audience are the ones that get to do that. At this point, what I like to do is I like to make a special presentation. I like to call the CEO of the museum here, Randall Ramian, and then Bob Fish as well. As I like to present, I had talked about, you had missed the picture of of our mission patch, but our mission patch is designed by each crew. It's very unique to each mission. The special thing about this particular patch is that it flew with me. I had about 12 patches that I was able to take with me into space, and I can't think of a better place to have a mission patch stored than here in the USS Hornet Museum. And I'd like to present it to Randall and Bob for display here at the museum. So there you go. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Let's see if we can take a picture with it. And they tell me there's time for questions and answers, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Maybe what we can do is I can hand the mic over, and I can talk on this one. So.